Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin, and today I was privileged enough to spend the whole day in the kitchen cooking. I made elderberry syrup from my elderberry tree, and then I made cranberry concentrate juice for holiday drinks, and I made that second. And then I was watching another channel, and she was going in to make Ina Garden's from the Food Network her winter squash soup. And it's a beautiful hearty soup, as you can see here. Beautiful rich orange color. The flavor in it's amazing. It almost has a consistency of like a lentil or split pea soup type of thing, like that. It's very hearty. But so I took her recipe. I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's good. I have most everything here. And then I started looking at my, what I call the harvest basket, sits on my kitchen counter, and it's still filled with butternut squash, and it's filled with the South Anna butternut, and then the Seminole pumpkins, and then I still have some of the onions on there, and I had a couple full heads of garlic, so not cloves, the whole head of garlic, and I had a couple eggplants that were sitting up there. So I popped the oven on 350. I cut one butternut, large butternut, and one sort of a medium Seminole pumpkin, scooped the seeds out, put them on the tray, popped them in the oven. Well, then I decided to cut 2 small onions, which would be like 1 large 1-pounder onion. I quartered that, popped that in the oven. I then took some of my eggplants, and it probably equated to like a really large eggplant. So I took one of those, well, 2 halves of those, and skin and everything. I left skins on everything because I'm just scooping them out. So anyhow, cut that in half, quarter, whatever I did, put that in the oven. And I think that was it. And then so wasn't even paying attention to the clock. Maybe 2 hours later, hour and a half later, until everything was soft and the onions had a little bit of brown on the tips, and the garlic was all soft and mushy. So I took it out, let it cool down. I'm between other things, other projects on the stovetop too. So then in one big pot, I put all the scrapings inside, the soft mushies of all the vegetables, and the garlic and the onions, all that in there. And then I took 2 cups. I have to tell you guys about this recipe because I strayed so far from the original that I'll never be able to remake it if I don't get this out right now. So I put like 2 cups of chicken broth, and then I have coconut milk for me. So I dumped that in, and it's mostly, I use the cream. When it got all watery, I didn't use like all of that part. So just the thick creaminess of the coconut milk or cream. And then I did the 2 cups of broth, and I took my immersion blender and went in and made it really smooth. Now it is kind of thickening up right now, as you can see, but I just kept adding a little bit more liquid, more and more, until the consistency was a little bit more soupy, hearty, but still loose enough where it wasn't like a paste. You don't want that. You want it much looser. And then I warmed it up, and just a touch of salt, touch of pepper. Didn't need much because the flavors are amazing. The roastedness is coming out in this, and I'm telling you, it's like a Michelin star restaurant. That's how good it was. And Jack said, did you remember it? And I said, oh, it's written down. And then I was just looking at the recipe, and I was like, wow, like I didn't do all the recipe. I don't even know for sure if I can even call it her recipe anymore. It's now officially, this is my recipe. So anyhow, we both had a couple bowls of it, and it's just amazing. It has the little specks of where the onions were crisped up and roasted, and the garlic was just mushed into a beautiful smoky paste. Oh, it was amazing. And then I just immersion blendered it and added the liquids, and I made it the consistency I wanted. And what a wonderful way to warm yourself at night on a cold, cold, it's going to be winter for a while. And so, I think I'd like to make this a few times this winter and enjoy that. And to use up my harvest because that's what it's here for, right? To be used and cherished and loved. So I hope you guys try this recipe. I'm sorry I didn't do step by step because I really didn't think, it would be worthy of that. Um, but yeah, it really, really was. And I already had the camera going for other things like the elderberry syrup. But I hope you will try this. So you guys, thank you for watching. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.